It was a real treat to introduce to you Ann Duffy, who is with VANOC. She is just done a great job greening the games. She's the Corporate Sustainability Officer, and she is the architect for VANOC's approach to sustainability. She's been on the long haul with this thing, and she's also their key spokesman on this. So we're really pleased to have her. When she's done, she's going to sit, and we're going to be joined by a number of other panelists. They will speak, and we'll take questions at the end of that. So we're going to have just a really good discussion on the public-private partnerships after Ann. So please join me in welcoming Ann Duffy.
Thanks, Hadu, and for the non-Canadians, welcome to Vancouver, British Columbia. It's exciting to have this finally here. I'm going to take you through a journey that started before I joined the file in early 2006, but I think it hopefully conveys to you the possibility of what happens when you put your hand up to be an Olympic city, because it is more than the 16 days or 17 days of the Games. It's about 60 years of legacy making if one plans early, and that's really going to be the theme of what I'm sharing with you today. I think as a result of the team that I've had the privilege to work with, the leaders that have come out of the woodwork in the most surprising ways, whether they've been corporate sponsors or government partners or community leaders, is really how we've thought about this in a way that it can be, in fact, a game changer for future host cities. So I'm going to walk you through some of the highlights, not only of how we've shifted an approach as an organizing committee on hosting the Games, but how we've advanced sustainability as a leg up to really endear us closer to our ideals around urban and mountain sustainability in our host cities, in our region, and in fact, in our country. Like many of you, and we've heard a little bit over this morning and no doubt in your conversation yesterday, is that sustainability means different things to different people. We have different aspirations, we have different personal interests, and it was really important for us as an organizing committee to nail down the vision and the definition of what sustainability means for us as an organizing committee. I'll explain why that's so important as I move through my presentation. But this photo, for any Canadians in the room, is July 2nd, 2003, when we won the right to host the 2010 Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games. Yes, GM Place went wildly excited, and that's that day, but it was also the day that we converted 1,000 conversations, a series of bid commitments, really into our mandate. We had conversations with First Nations, the business community, athletes, residents, community members, leaders and the like, to say, what is it going to take for us to be proud and strong in terms of how we host these games, and what do we then need to deliver on to have the support, not only financially, but the many long hours that we've all invested in over this 7-year horizon. You probably get a sense about what this neighborhood and this province and this part of the country is like. And while the IOC adopted Agenda 21 after Rio in 1992, we had a history of greening the Games from Lillehammer to Sydney to Salt Lake City, Beijing, and Torino. And really it was our interest to expand that third pillar of the Olympic movement, sport, culture, and environment, to include a triple bottom line approach. Vancouver's the first to host the Sustainable Winter Games, our first endeavor in that domain, and London 2012 will be the first on the summer file. You've probably also got a sense of the sweet alignment of leadership, where it started with previous leaders and now really expedited through our own mayor, Gregor Robertson, for the city of Vancouver, as well as our mayor, Ken Melamed, for the resort municipality of Whistler, as well as our premier of British Columbia, who gets carbon seriously and has really advanced the agenda for us. And that sweet alignment has really helped us to galvanize around a compelling vision by starting early, really rolling into conversations with strange bedfellows many times with corporate partners and city government to figure out an innovative way to deliver a lot in a short time. I just want to take a minute and explain what an organizing committee is, because a lot of people ask me that, and we're a not-for-profit private entity, basically a franchisee of the IOC, the Olympic movement, to deliver the Games and our mandate and our bid commitments for all of 7 years. We're a consortia where we have leadership from the federal government, provincial government of BC, our host cities, the 4 host First Nations whose territories the Games occur on, as well as our international and domestic sponsors and the Olympic and the Olympic and Paralympic committees of Canada. Soon after we won the bid, we broke out and managed out our strategic business plan for this 7-year endeavor, and we were happy to include right in our vision and mission sustainability as sort of an emblem around how we were going to galvanize and deliver these games. Why that's important is that it influenced the leadership we would hire for the organizing committee, the kinds of sponsors we'd attract to the project, the kinds of suppliers that we wanted to work with, as well as the organizations in our communities that could get their head around that this is more than 17 days of the Olympic Games. I've got to ask, how many have we got skiers in the room today? A few of you? Okay, you know that sweet feeling when you wake up 6:30 in the morning and there's been like, I don't know, a 20-centimeter dump of snow on the mountain, and you get to have those fresh tracks. And to build on the sport analogy, I'm just going to walk through some of the fresh tracks, the new trailblazing that this committee has done to meet our commitments, but that we offer up as a jumping off point for future games.